Hello everyone, welcome to my new video. So in this video, I will be talking about the Zegocloud SDK. So the Zegocloud are the global communication providers which provides a developer-friendly UI tools and SDKs or as well as the APIs to integrate in your app to build a secure applications for using the live streaming platform, for using the video conferencing, for group calls, for audio calls, and also it supports various platforms such as Android, iOS, React Native, Flutter. So it has, and the UI kits are very simple to use. Within few lines of code, you can just have one-to-one calls, group calls, video conferences, live streaming, and live audio room. And it also supports the in-app chat. So let's go to the Zegocloud, and here you can get from the zegocloud.com. And here are the like trusted by the 4,000 plus businesses, and you can just have a pre-built UI kits which will support the in-app chats and all the things what I have said earlier. So it also support the AR effect, virtual avatar, and whiteboard. And as you know, we need a developer-friendly UI kit within less line of code, and we can just build like attractive UIs and have the live streaming platform embedded in your app. So these are the features, and what we can have, we can just download the SDK. We can have the documentation. Also, you can go to the plans, so you can get the idea of how much it cost. So let's look around how to register, how to start the Zegocloud integration. So first of all, let's create a project for us. So let's create the project. So Flutter create Zego demo and hit enter. It will create the project. So currently I'm running Flutter 3.10, and you can just upgrade 0.13 and it will work fine. No other configuration is needed. So let's enter the directory and open in the Visual Code. Let's jump the code, and here's the boilerplate, like the starting code of counter application which is given. So the app is created. Now let's run the app in the emulator. And till it's running, let's explore the Zegocloud. Okay, so how to sign up? So there's a login and sign up. If you have already an account on Zegocloud, you can just log in, and if you don't, you can just sign up. Here, the sign up button. Click on the sign up button and enter the details. So you have to input the details of it, and you need to choose the country. In the work mail, you have to put your organization email ID, means your email ID, or you can use your personal if you are a student or learning. And after that, click on the get code. Like if I put some email ID and let's get the code, it will give the code, and you have to put the code over here and set the password. So after setting the password, either you want to opt the updates for Zegocloud. If you want some interesting update from the Zegocloud, you have to check this box, and you have to agree with the terms and condition as well as the privacy policy. So Zegocloud has a better privacy policy. So if you see, it has a privacy policy, and it has a terms and condition of usage. So you can just read and go through the terms and condition of the Zegocloud. Okay, so let's go to the console. So I have already registered, and I will just go to the console and how it look like. So when you sign up, you will get 10,000 minutes free. So first, it will give the 10,000 minutes up to some duration, and you can just see here. It gives the quick integration within 30 minutes. It starts with a 10,000 free minutes and integrate with any development environment. So it will give the iOS, Android, web, Flutter, React, as well as Windows. And so let's get started. So how to create the project, and what are the requirements to create the project, I will be explaining in this video. So to start with let's see the UI kits for the mobile and the web. So we have zegocloud.com/UI kits. I will be pasting all the links in my description. You can go with that. So yeah, so it's a pre-built UI kits and UI components you can use, as well as it has 20 plus UI kits, 50 plus components, open source. They are cross-platform, easy customizable, and ready to use. Like, you don't have to write the tons of code to use it. You can use it directly. And next thing is the platform. The platform, it gives with the like, you can download the sample project, sample apps from the GitHub. So if I go with the GitHub, you can have all these UI kits or examples, and you can see the group calls and video calls here. And yeah, so you can go with the like website. They have a better documentation, and you can just go to it and start integrating your app with the video calls. So let's back to the admin console. We have to create the project for starting, but before that we need to follow a documentation for the Flutter live streaming. So in this video, I will be explaining how to integrate the live streaming. You can use video calls, you can use video group calls. So if you are facing any issue in integrating the video calls and other services, you can just ping me in the comment, so I can go ahead with that. So let's start with the configuration. So what it says, after creating the project, we need to add the dependency in the Flutter app. So let's add it. Okay, open the terminal, and so I've copy and pasted the code, the command, and it will just automatically propagate, and all the engines have been installed. Next step is to import. So before importing, we need to like create the UI of it. So let's create the UI. So I will delete all these boilerplate code, like the counter application, and as you see, we have the counter application. So let's say stateless, and here we will have my app for now, and we will have a material app, and home will be the home page. So let's create the home page. And for home page, I already created the UI. I will explain it step by step. So yeah, so what this page does, it will have the UI of going live as well as watching live. So you need to put the live ID for going live, and you need to put the live ID of the user, of the streaming user, to show the to watch the live stream. So let's fix the error first. Let's comment this thing, and let's comment this thing. Okay, so I need to import it, and yeah. So as you see, we have random generated user ID as well as the live ID. And for what next we have to do, we need to go to the documentation because the UI is completed. And for the next step, we need to add the Zegocloud UI, pre-built UIs. So let's go to the console, and we have the console. We need to create the project, and we choose the live streaming, and going on next. Then project name will be demo Zego. Let's say Zegocloud. So it will not have spaces between them. You can use underscore to separate it. So we can use the pre-built UI of Flutter. Start with the. So from here you will get the app ID and app sign, and I will be like hiding the app ID and app sign for now. So you can create your own. It's free to use for up to 10,000 minutes. So you can just easily test and develop the app within no time. So let's go to the, okay. So let me create the constant file, constants. String app. So I will store this here. You can just create your own, and let's say for Flutter, let's go to, for the premium usage, you can just upgrade the account. They have the very reasonable price as well as easy to use, so you can just upgrade the account. So for now, for demo purpose, I use the standard face verification. So here you will get the app ID as well as the app sign. I will copy it and paste it in my uh, constant file. You can just create your own. This will not be visible to you. Okay, so let's let's move back and yeah, go to the documentation. So we have the live page. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to make the UI of the live page. So let's go to the main dot dart, and let's go to a lib and create the live underscore page dot dart, and we can just copy the code, and we can just import the material dot dart file. Also we need to import, so the import part now comes in the picture, and we can just paste it in. So everything is like imported, and we have to use the app ID and app sign here. So as you see, it's very easy to like, there are two keys which we get from the console. We have the user ID, username, and live ID. So let's take an other thing, so we can have the user ID as well. So we can say widget, sorry, user ID, and here will be user ID. Now the live page has been configured. As you see that it's a very less code, in like 5 to 6 lines. We got the live streaming UI, and also if you want to look at here, we have two configuration. If it's source, like if it's host, you have to import the host one, otherwise you have to import the audience one. So it will switch between the host and the audience. So let's go to the home page, and we have the user ID, and we have the live ID from the controller itself. So we can just generate the random for now. You can just create the authentication thing and embed in your app so that you can use it. Let's uncomment this and import it. Okay, so user ID is host is configured now. Okay, so the live ID page has been created. Now we have to go to the documentation and follow the next step. So for Android we need to config, and for iOS also we need to config the app. So first step you need to do is to make the compiled SDK version to 33. So go to the Android app build.gradle in the app module and remove this to and make it 33. Similarly, we need to have 19 will be the minimum, and target SDK version you can also put to 33. Next step, what we have to do, we have to enable the multi-dex support. Also, now this part is done, and for the next part we have to import all the uh, permissions which will be used in the in any camera application. So let's go to the app, Android app src, and main will have the uh, manifest file. In the manifest file, before the application tag, just import it, or just copy paste the permissions. Now the permission part has done, for the next we need to create a file called proguardrules.pro to remove the obfuscation of the SDK of public classes. So, and for that, what we need to do, we need to create the file in the app directory of the Android. So let's create this file and copy this thing, paste it here. And also what we have to do, we need to register this file in the build or gradle of the app directory. So in the app directory, the build or gradle, under the release thing, we need to paste it. So this is a step-by-step process. If you follow the documentation, it will not be very difficult to handle. And for the iOS, we need to have a Mac so that we can have the pod file generated. And after that, when the pod file is generated, you need to go to the configuration part of the pod file. And for the info.plist, we can just copy this thing and open the iOS runner and info.plist. We can put it below this. Okay, so it will take the permission from iOS device itself. So for the next step, it's run and test the application. So let's start running the application. So I will be running first on my device, which is real device, and parallelly I can just go to the terminal and run on my emulator. So both are run parallel, and I will be running from the real device so that you can see the camera and latency of it. I guess I did. Okay, it's running. It's compiling all these stuffs. So if you want to use it, it's very well documented thing. You can just go to the documentation and embed in any platform. Like if you see that iOS, Android, web, React Native. So Flutter itself has various platform. So if you want to switch another platform, you can use React Native and web native for itself. So let's see. So I think on my phone it started running, and the UI will be similar to this one, the emulator one. So if you see, we have live ID as well as the user ID. So both the devices will have different user ID and live ID, as we have to do that, because if we have the same user ID and live ID, it will not work. And let's start with the demo. So on my device, it's 8284, and I'm going live for that. Before that, let's show you the demo, how it will look like on the screen. So if I go live from here, I have to give the permissions of audio and video, and yeah, so it started. So you can see that the thing has been started. We have the camera flip option, we have the beautification option, the standard one, as seen earlier. So after clicking on start, we will get the controls. So what controls we get? We get something like comment. We can have a face beautification, we can add audios, we can flip the camera, we can switch off the camera, we can turn off the mic. So these are the common and some advanced controls which Zegocloud pre-built UI give itself. So what, we don't have to make all the stuffs by ourselves. So let's join my live stream. I can go watch live. So this will show the live video, live feed. As you see my hands over there, and we have some controls on my host. So host will have the control, and we can just chat. Also from here, user can chat. So as you see, this is my user, and this is the user of the host, and this is the client, that is me, that user 3501, which is viewing, and what we are viewing is written here. Okay, now this is the host and this is me. Okay, so this is a basic UI, and you can see that there's a mute button. Like if someone has muted, it will show up here. Even if I just switch off the camera, it will go blank. If I switch on the camera, it will show up. So there's a very less latency. As you see, I can just directly see my hand when I put it on my camera. So this is the basic UI live streaming. You can go ahead and check out the various pre-built UI kits, and you can go ahead with the pub.dev to get the plugin overview, and for the detailed view you can use the documentation, products, and all that stuff. So you can have the UI kits from here, from the developers option, and it has a simple and ready to use UI kits. So you can just go to start build now and register here. So if you register now, you will get 10,000 free minutes to start with. So that's all in this video. In the next video, I will be telling about some new interesting thing to use it. And yeah, so thank you, and stay tuned for the next video.